G'day folks, I'm Wren, they, them, and it is time for the Australian Readathon. So the Australian Readathon is back yet again. It is a readathon hosted by Mel from A Book Fiend named Mel, and I am lucky enough to be a co-host once again, along with Stef from Novelty Kaurna and Meredith from Bin Chicken Books. This readathon is focusing on Australian authors, because there are some great Australian authors out there and they don't get enough hype. So for the entire month of July, we ask you to read at least one book by an Australian author. If one book is all you can do, that's great. If you can do more, that's also great. It is up to you how many Australian authored books you read. But if you need a little bit of guidance, we do have a bingo board this round. But before I go into the bingo board, a couple of things. There is merch. Yes, there is merch. So Mel has designed some t-shirts, and I think there are bookmarks as well. But make sure you go check out the store. I will try and leave it linked down below. Also, we have a Discord, so I will leave that down below as well. Go check it out. A lot of people will be recommending some books in there, and if you do need help finding a recommendation, go ask in there. Someone will have something for you. Otherwise, ask one of the co-hosts and we will try and come up with a book for you. As well as the bingo board, we also have a group read for this round. I am really excited to read this book. I've wanted to for ages. It keeps getting recommended to me, and now I finally get to read it. And that book is Love Unleashed by Melanie Sarwood. This looks cute. It's also queer, so I love that. And this is about an Indigenous woman. Love that as well. So we have Bryn leaves Brisbane to go to New York City. She thinks she's going to work at some prestigious kind of publishing house, but she ends up walking her boss's dog. Okay, so there is also Bryn trying to live her best life, but she meets Sienna, a gorgeous dancer, but then she also meets a handsome single dog dad. Ooh, I wonder who she chooses, if it's going to be that kind of romance. But yeah, this looks really cute. I've wanted to read it for ages. So if you also want to read it, come read it with us in July. But now on to the lovely bingo board. Let me shuffle. So here is our very cute bingo board. So the first prompt we have is intersectional. So this means having multiple different types of diversity. As well as it being Australian, it could also have a disabled main character or an Indigenous main character or plus size or queer, anything, but it has to be more than one kind of identity being represented. Then we have a different format. So this can either mean a different format than you usually read, or it can be a different format from the book you just read. Then we have randomly selected. So this is super fun. It's one of those randomization kind of challenges. So you could do this many different ways. You could do a number generator, a color wheel generator, an emoji generator, anything like that. You could close your eyes and pick a book off your shelves, make a stack of Australian books and get your pet to pick one. Anything like that that is completely out of your hands, pick a book that way. And please let us know, because we would really love to see how you have completed this challenge. It's gonna be a fun one. Next we have an island setting. So there are a lot of different islands around Australia, as well as, just Australian authors writing books set on islands. It's all good. So whatever kind of island you find, as long as it's written by an Australian author, you're all good. Then we obviously have a free space. Do with this what you will. Then we have a published in 2024 or 2025. So kind of within the last year, but there have been some really amazing Australian books that have been published recently. Next we have under 400 pages. This is a great one for me because I love shorter books. Next up we have trees on the cover. This is a good one, nice and simple. Trust me, there are plenty of Australian books with trees on the cover. So the last prompt is the host favorites. I'll just put the graphic up here. For me, I've got Huda and Me, which I loved. The Spider and Her Demons, which is one of my favorite books that I've read this year, and The Collected Regrets of Clover. What an amazing emotional ride. So that is awesome. Stef has Spirit of the Crocodile, which I'm really interested in. That's a middle grade. Got Royal Salute, which looks gay, so I'm keen for that one. And Red Dirt Heart, which is an N.R. Walker, and I'm really keen to read more N.R. Walker. For Mel, we have The Book Thief and Terra Nullius, two classics in, like, you know, Australian authorship. And then we have The Deep, which looks really interesting and look like my kind of thing. And then Meredith has Purple Threads, Home, and The Warrior Midwife, which that sounds very interesting. So you've got plenty of books there to choose from, and all of these graphics will be in the Discord, so make sure you go check that out. And that'll kind of be it for this announcement video. So to recap, all of July, from the 1st to the 31st, just to read any Australian authored book. Doesn't have to fit any of the prompts. If you don't want to, you can just read one book and that will count. But there is the bingo board that you can kind of curate a TBR for. We have our group book, which is Love Unleashed. If you would like to read that along with us, please do. It's going to be a really good time. And then we have the host favorites. Pick any of them if they suit your tastes. There are some really great books on there. And also make sure to check out the merch store because there's some really cute stuff on there. And as always, check the Discord. Any information that I haven't given you will be on there, but also make sure to check out the other co-hosts and their announcement videos as well, because they've probably done it better than I have. But that is going to be it from me, so I really hope that you will join us in July for the Australian Readathon. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!